Hello viewers of this video and welcome back to what's left of the RedstoneInnovation channel. You'll see why I say what's left in just a moment. I'm expecting this video to be pretty long because the first recording was pretty long. I had to record again because my computer ran out of memory. Anyways, so welcome to the Snapshot Special 13W01B. This makes a few changes from A in the fact that because they broke all the redstone in A, they tried to fix it in B, and it didn't really do much, you know? That's what tends to happen when they mess with the redstone. Anyways, so what they are trying to add in 1.5 is the hopper, where you can throw items in the top, and if you put that above or below a chest or something like that, I'm not yeah, anyways, if you put that in a chest or a furnace or something that holds items, dispenser, I guess, you'll put that item inside. You can manually click on it and add stuff. And you'll put a hopper in a hopper. Hopperception. Anyways, yeah, also you can put a rail over the hopper and it'll drop it in there. You can put items in a minecart. Cool stuff like that. Got a trapped chest. I have no idea what the difference between a trapped chest and a chest is, but for some reason instead of being in the decoration blocks, it is in the redstone area. Trapped chest. No idea what it is. Nether quartz. It's used for making new stuff like the comparator. Redstone block basically acts as a solid redstone output block. It will give you a solid redstone signal. Cannot change that. And then we got the new comparator block. Interesting block. I'll go more in depth. Different strengths of pressure plates. So you got the light and the heavy. I'll show you those too. And you got a daylight sensor, which will give you a varied output based on the time of day and the amount of sunlight. Alright, so let's get started. Let's just go ahead and show you aspects of the comparator block. Oh, whoops. Wait a second. Why can't I hear anything? Oh. Okay. That was weird. It tends to happen. Okay. So, we got the comparator block, and the comparator will send out an update to these blocks every redstone tick. So, those will greatly increase the amount of lag in your game. I'm pretty sure of it anyways, since it'll continuously update those. So the more comparators you have, the more updates are going on to redstone updates to these blocks. No idea why. Doesn't really make any sense, but you can do some pretty cool stuff. So we got a butted dispenser right here. It's being powered at the moment, and then we got a powered comparator going into the back of this, and you can see here the butted dispenser and the comparator fire at the same rate when you update the butted dispenser with a 1-tick clock. So these will fire at the same exact rate. Pretty cool, I suppose. Don't really understand the purpose of it. Oh, whatever. I'm just picking my crap. Alright. So that's the comparator. Redstone will try to connect to the comparator on the sides as well as the back. And I really don't know how this thing works, but it's got two states. Don't know what those do either, but it's supposed to compare some sort of redstone signal strength, which I never use, and I don't plan on using. Comparators have really bizarre delay settings. Sorry. So here we got 7 comparators in a line. That will give you a 5-tick delay. It makes no sense. Then we got 13 comparators here, and that will give you a 6-tick delay. No idea. There's no connection to the amount of comparators and the amount of delay. I think it has something to do with the redstone, if you use redstone, or whether it just be comparator into comparator. No idea. It just makes no sense. But anyway, so you can see we've got 5 ticks here of delay, and it should match up with the center piston. And it matches up pretty closely. So there might be some half ticks going on in there. No idea. If you set that to 2 for 6 ticks of delay, it should match up with the left piston. Yeah. Matches up with the left piston. So, weird stuff again there. I'm just going to take you into the redstone block. A redstone block is basically a block of power. It will just power everything around it. It'll invert torches, power redstone, and other redstone crap. It will not power the block next to this. As you can see, it just powers that. And what's interesting is that this piston is actually not being powered, even though it has a power source right on top of it. However, when you power this piston, all of a sudden, this piston will never, ever, ever retract because it's being butted. And if Mojang was trying to remove buds, then I have no idea what they were thinking when they added this. It will never, ever retract. Bizarre. Alright, we got the daylight sensor. And I just want to do a quick shout out to MC Last Username. He's an absolute genius when it comes to light sensors. Definitely go check out his light sensors, even though they're not really relevant anymore. But still, amazing stuff. I was amazed, floored when I saw his light sensors. But this is the light sensor. It will give you a different output based on the time of day. So as you can see, we're probably nearing around 3,000. Yeah, so if we set the time to 0, then as you can see, it'll give us 7 blocks of power. And if we set it all the way up to high noon, that's the most amount of power it can give, 15 blocks, and that's full power, full capacity, is at high noon. I did not go ahead and add those for the nighttime. That would have taken forever. We got the light pressure plate, which is made out of gold. Intervals of 4, so if you add 1 block, then you add 4 more blocks, it'll give you another, 4 more, 4 more, and so on and so forth. Then we got the heavy pressure plate, which increases power level at intervals of 42, which I really don't want to show right now. Let's just put 45 redstone on there. So yeah, that will give you an output of 2, as you can see. I don't count by 42, so. Alright, let's go ahead and into the stuff that Mojang has broken or fixed or whatever. So they finally fixed 1-tick clocks. Took them long enough, but basically now these repeaters will give you a reliable signal. The same signal, not just skipping ticks or whatever, which is good. Redstone buds still work. Redstone repeater buds will still work. So this repeater is being powered by that dot of redstone, but it doesn't reflect it. You update the repeater, and there you go. So those will still work. Now on to redstone. They did make changes to redstone. So as you can see, before this update, actually from 1.4.6 all the way back, if you set up a 15 long thing of redstone, a grid of redstone, and you powered one end, it'll line up to 1 repeater, right? Then you power this one, it'll power that. However, before now, if you powered this middle one, it will never power that middle piston, even if you update that redstone manually. So if you have that problem, or go ahead and try that out in past Minecraft updates, but they did fix that. This is a plus, I suppose. However, now we go back to the negatives. They fixed the glowstone half slab bud. So S-buds are now history, apparently. This is a S-bud by Wubby Concepts that was broken as well. I just put in a few designs for variety. So yeah, that will... Wait, why does it even loop itself? Wait, does that power all the way around? No. Power's one short. I don't even know. So they fixed that in both directions as well. It'll just burn itself out. And then here's Cube Hamster's first S-Bud. That just turns into a giant clock. Oh well. Yeah. Now we're going to move on to torches, which were, in the last update, a complete mess. And they still are. So if you just put a 3-tick signal into this torch stack, what would you expect to happen? Yeah, you probably weren't expecting that. They changed this, so if you put a 3-tick signal into this, it will put a 3-tick signal all the way up, which is really annoying. It should have... The way it was supposed to work is it just puts a 1-tick signal into that, and then into that piston there. So I use that feature a lot. The 3 ticks going into 2 torches makes 1 tick. I use that a lot. And they fixed it. So what the heck? Like, so what it was a really compact monostable. But that's now gone. If you put a 2-tick signal into that, it will create a 2-tick signal going all the way up. 1 tick will not even affect this bottom torch. I won't even show that. 4 ticks will, of course, give you a 4-tick signal going all the way up that torch stack. Now here's proof that they did not fix torches for all orientations. And I don't think they ever will, because look at this. Put a 2-tick signal into that. Works the same way as that. And it does the same thing in this orientation as well. However, when you rotate it, you got a 2-tick signal going to this. It will give a 1-tick signal to that piston the same way it should be. So I don't know what they're thinking. It's giving me... whatever, man. I'm really fed up with this. They're messing with things they don't understand. Okay, so what they added in 13W01A is sideways torches and stuff. Now before I did have a floating torch that appeared to be vertical, but it was actually attached to that block. The same idea applies. So this torch appears to be connected to a block that isn't there. Before 13W01A recognized this as a valid spot, you could even invert this torch, draw power from it. But now, if you so much as update it, it will pop off and disappear. So I don't know. This feature was pretty cool. I was actually looking forward to implementing it in builds, but look at that. This would have been so cool, right? But no, they just had to go and nerf it to death. So if you power that, it would have worked in 01A, but in 01B that is broken. Oh well. Now, before in 01A, redstone torches would not break off the side of blocks when you push the blocks to the side. However, now everything breaks. Everything will break. So, I don't know why they did that. It should have worked. Like, it's been the same way ever since redstone was implemented. And now they just decide to nerf that as well. Same thing applies to vertical stacks. It'll break everything in its path. Sad face. Now, if you know, in the previous updates, or previous Minecraft, I suppose, 1-in-1 for this falling edge, well, at least in that orientation, would never work. Oh, right. So 1-in-1 would never work for a falling edge. However, it does work now, and in fact, that's the only way to do it. If you put in 2-in-1, it'll give you a 2-tick signal. 1-in-1 will give you a 1-tick falling edge. Occasionally it would work before, but now that is the only way to do it. 1-in-1 is how you make a falling edge. About redstone torch buds, they do still work. This is from the randomizer I showed last video. So as you can see, those still work. However, I did show you to build it with those torches there. As you can see, it will spaz out, and that is further testament to the fact that they did not fix torches, that they do still have a different signal length. And occasionally the torches will just turn off. Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to come to buds, which again are one of the big disappointments. Now, before Mojang did say that buds were officially a feature of Minecraft. Well, now they nerfed that as well. There's no single block that will have an update. There's no single block that will cause a block update when it changes states. That includes fence gates, trapdoors, redstone lamps, and yeah, that's about it. So, what the heck, man? Like, you call it a feature and then you just kill it. So I don't even know. So yeah, trapdoors no longer work for that. Fence gates, oh, I mixed that up, whatever. Now, lamps confuse me the most. I thought they added this to help with buds, but now it's just like, what do you call it? Pointless. It's just pointless now. It's just for decoration. I don't even know why it's in the redstone section. It should be in the decoration blocks. However, Redstone does update that instantly, in fact. Repeaters do not send updates sideways anymore because they do not update the block. Weird. Comparators do not do that either. I believe I had a powered rail right there. Let me get one. Powered rail does work. No idea. Alright, and now we got something. Oh, right, no, I didn't have powered rail. I had a head of a piston. And heads of pistons do update pistons still. Yeah. So now if we take this signal, lead it around. Comparators. I mentioned before that they do update every redstone tick these blocks in front of them. So if you just go like this, you don't even need to power this comparator. It will update this bottom piston after one tick, in fact. And that is evidenced by this here. After one tick, this bottom piston will be powered, and that is what it does on the left too. They are in sync, except for retracting, because retracting for buds is instant, retracting for repeaters is not. Like so. Now we're just going to head on over to block update detectors. I'm just going to fix that real fast. Block update detectors. Most of them still work. You do have to change the timings occasionally. For example, this, I believe, used to be on 1. This here, this used to be a 1, and that used to be a T-bud. Set that to 2, now that's a T-bud once again. This will now spit the block up. No idea why. That's really annoying. You have to power it and bring it back down. And then you update again, it'll just spit it right back out. Annoying stuff. This still works. It's a pulsar. However, because torches break off blocks, now this is broken. I know there's other ways to make bud arrays, but still, I'm like, what? Why? Why would you do this? Ugh. Disgusting. Okay, this still works. Powered piston buds. Redstone redirection buds still work. You got another example of redstone redirection buds. Minecart buds still work. Detector rail buds, I mean, will still work. Whatever this is, when Tech built it, not really sure what it's meant for, but still, kind of cool, right? I believe this is for something that I shouldn't tell you about. This used to be a bud, however, it implemented the floating torch feature. I'm going to say feature, because I really want that back. We need to sign a petition. So yeah, that doesn't work anymore. I'll just get rid of that. Redstone lamp buds will still work. However, if you update this top lamp, it will no longer update all the way down and depower that repeater, unfortunately. So you have to update everything manually because none of these will update each other. Because when they change states, remember, they do not cause an update. Now we get to the thing that matters more to you. Doors. More specifically 3x3s. I just want to shed a tear real quickly because any 3x3 that uses this monostable is now broken. Borked completely and utterly because this piston breaks. And I'll show you kind of why. Well, not why, but the setup under which that happens. If you remove that piston there, then that piston will not break. So, no idea. Same thing happens here. That piston will break. And if you remove this, then it will not break. Really bizarre stuff. But yeah, let me just show you. The setup was over here. Here we are. I have no idea why this happens, but just watch. The bottom piston breaks when you power the piston here and here at the same time. If I remove that piston, that pushes the block over here, like that. That works just fine. But when you add this piston, all of a sudden it just breaks. So what the heck? This breaks too. So if you just have a double extender, you double extend the pistons, right? If you power this piston and this piston at the same time, watch what happens. The top piston will break. No idea why. That's just really weird. And then it will attract it. I don't get that part either. Same thing happens vertically and upside down as evidenced in the hipster door. See, that is broken there, but it retracts. I guess I should note that this double extender, not the monostable, this double extender works too, and here's a slightly different version of it. Pretty cool, I guess. Different input, higher up. It might be cool. Yeah, so the hipster bridge. Amazingly, this still works and can probably be fixed relatively easily. But just watch what happens. So, yeah, I disconnected that. Okay. So powering the pistons one block below here will still work. However, for the retraction, what I used is powering this piston and this piston at the same time. And when I did that, it will break 2 out of 3 of those, and then retract 2 out of 3 of those. So that's broken. I'll probably find a fix. Amazingly, the special system still works on the 5x5. It'll still power the pistons below the ceiling for 1 tick, and then retract. No idea why. It's just random what's broken. Using comparators, because they have really weird delay settings. I don't even know what that's for. Because they have weird delay settings, you can actually make the top in sync. It doesn't have to be a repeater anymore. So I guess that's pretty cool. Mark III 3x3 was broken because of this piston here that pushes up at the same time as that. That'll break that piston. And then if you watch again, the double extender is broken because the 3-tick signal that goes into this 2 torches no longer creates 1 tick. Sad face. Amazingly, this thing has survived so much. Since 1.0, the Mark I 3x3 still freaking works. I did have to change this back to its old timings, actually. This used to be 2 and 1, now it is 2 and 2, I believe. Really weird stuff. I don't even know. No. Well, this will be a good way to note that this door does fix itself. So go ahead and check this door out. It's survived a lot. Show it some love. Right, so because of that bug where a piston powered next to a piston at the same time will break it, it breaks the 4x4. So then you have to fix those pistons, and nobody can do that. So yeah, if you just retract it without fixing those, it just does that. It's really ugly. Here, Winteg fixed it by doing this. What he did is he powered these pistons after a 1 tick delay after powering those. So that kind of fixed the problem. Well, that did completely fix the problem, and in fact he managed to make it faster. I don't know if those comparators do anything, but he did make it faster using the new 1-in-1 falling edge. Well, I guess it's pretty cool. Let me see. Yeah, so that same bug happens here, where power both of those at the same time, and boom. Broom? Whatever. The amazing block swapper in our stairs is borked completely. Yeah. I think that's the whole test world we have so far. So what do you guys think about the update? I'm terrified and well, not terrified, I guess. I'm angry, upset. I'm sad. There we go. I'm upset that they made all these pointless changes, especially after there being hypocrites themselves saying that buds were a feature, and then they just go ahead and break them. That just makes no sense to me whatsoever. Random bugs are, I guess, to be expected, but really? Like, why mess with something when it's working already? Like, you can go ahead and add your fancy daylight sensor blocks and make pointless, well, make cool little circuits, compact little circuits into one block. You can do that all you want, but when you go ahead and break a functionality that's been around ever since you introduced something into the game, then I start getting angry. And you know what, like adding glowstone, I could definitely tell, oh well, they're gonna start focusing on redstone more. I thought it was pretty cool, right? And then they start breaking stuff like pistons. They tried to fix sand generators with new piston timings. Nope, that didn't do anything at all. Then they go ahead and add all this stuff, which is supposed to be cool, right? And then they go ahead and break everything else. So I'm afraid that this pattern will continue. I've voiced my opinion on this in the past, and I'm just afraid that this pattern will continue, and they don't really know what they're doing, I'm just gonna say. Yeah, I'm gonna not update to 1.5 for a while. There's so much functionality lost. My whole entire channel is now pointless because everything was broken. Like, except for the Mach 1 3x3, like, everything is broken. I might as well delete all the videos and start completely from scratch. I don't see the point in trying to fix old things that were broken. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I propose that you guys not update as well. Maybe we can boycott them. I don't know. Dude, I might even quit. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. This has been the RedstoneInnovation channel. I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, thank you for watching. If you're new to the channel, I check out the past stuff, I guess. Unless it's 1.5 already, then don't check out the past stuff. Rate, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys next time.